guys, this is Kurt again. Just wanted to do a quick video about the rear mount position and how important it is to learn it for handcuffing. What they're still teaching in law enforcement quite often is the knee on the shoulder, which is all fine and dandy, except that a lot of times you see in the videos on YouTube and stuff, the knee ends up slipping to the neck, and we all know that that's something you don't want. You don't want the knee on the neck, which is fine. I mean, it'll slip to the neck, then you readjust, and you get back to the shoulder. Things like this happen. That being said, it doesn't look good on seeing it. And it doesn't control the hips. If this individual powers up, bringing their knees up like this, and they get into this power position, this doesn't afford you a lot of balance. I mean, even if you're really good at balance, like this is like a reverse knee on belly type position, and I have a good position to balance and transferring around, I prefer to go to the rear mount. It puts all your weight down on their hips, and if they try to power up, they're going to have to use their arms, and you can swim through and take their arms, which is going to be really easy if they're trying to push up. So, and later in this video, I'll attach some cuts of various ways to get to the rear mount from various attacks or handcuff or positions. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, when you get here, you're controlling their hips, and you can do, it's like reverse mount. It's very similar to regular mount. You lay your body onto their back, and you're keeping them pressured. You'll see that my feet are pushing in on their legs. It gives me stability. I can push with my hips down, and I can control their head. I can bring it up. I'm not trying to crank their head. I'm just bringing it up. It takes stability away because you're bending their neck up. You're taking stability away from them, and you're putting them in an awkward position. And you can talk to them. Okay, man, come on, calm down, calm down. You're under arrest. Stop. Voice commands and talking to the individual is super important in law enforcement. Maybe we don't talk about it enough in control tactics, but if you're doing a technique on them, for example, in some videos you see me do the wrist takedown, it's instinctive for them to try to fight it, and if you're not giving them voice commands like get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground, they have to have they have to know that what you're doing is leading to a takedown, and they're gonna the pain is gonna let up if they comply to your commands. I hope I got that across. Still haven't had my morning coffee, so I apologize. So I'm here on top of him. I've got this little situation here, and I've got really good control. Now, I've done a video on this already, but I'm going to show it again in this video. We've all been there where the guy puts his hands up under his body like this, or for whatever reason in the process of taking him down, he stops himself because it's a human instinct to stop yourself from getting hit in the face, and then your hands collapse up under their body. So again, you're giving them voice commands. Give me your hands, give me your hands. You're under arrest. They may do it, but they may not do it, or maybe they can't because now if you're doing this correct, there's a lot of pressure on them. So what you do is you destabilize the head. I still have this wide base. You see my feet are here pressing against his hips. I've got a lot of control here, and I'm in just a beautiful position to control the person. So to get this hand out, I'll bring this hand around, and I'm using my elbow against his head. It's not a strike. I'm just destabilizing his head. I'm taking the alignment out of his center line and moving his head this way. It really destabilizes, takes power away from his frame, away from his body. So here, destabilize, and then I can plant the hand down to keep his head at that awkward angle. Take this hand, swimming underneath. I'm going to be hooking thumbless grip onto his wrist, and then popping it out. I'll bring that arm around. Now this is a short arm because he's a throwing dummy, but I will use this leg to trap his elbow. A lot of times the elbow ends up getting up into the leg. turn this, maybe see it a little better. So here, trapped it down, and now maybe he'll follow my voice commands, because this can be some pressure on the shoulder. Everybody has different flexibilities, but generally speaking, this is fine. I mean, you still have to effect the arrest. Give me your other hand. He says, no, I'm not going to do it. So same thing, you got the body weight down, now you just do the exact thing on the opposite side. Again, a hooking motion, grabbing the wrist, popping it out, and you get your handcuffing going. This is a super powerful position for handcuffing, and as you can see, I'm not anywhere near the neck. I've teach this before, and a lot of officers feel awkward on the back like this because they're not grapplers. And they feel like they don't have any control. I assure you though that it's way more control than this position. I'd even prefer this position. My second favorite to a rear mount is the reverse knee on belly. Now it's knee on lower back, because now I'm controlling his hips better than if my knee is up here. And then my hands are on his shoulder. And I can change position really easy. And then go to that reverse mount. It's also good to DD him out, get the heck out of there if things are going bad. Maybe there's somebody coming around, and then you go to your back belt. Alright guys, like I said, I'm going to attach some variations to how to get there later in this video. Thanks. Okay guys, as promised, these are just clips from other videos. Here I am in the mount position, and I got my hips over their hips, which is a faux pas. You don't want to do that. You want to take the high mount as soon as possible. So you might throw some distraction slaps to get their guard up, and then you can slide up under their armpit area there, and you see that I'm just relaxing into it. I'm laying my chest down on top of his face to keep him pressured to the ground, and I've got a wide base with my hands. I do some more distraction strikes. Here I am demonstrating the Americana. And see that right foot, how it hooks up under his leg like that? That's to keep me from being bucked off. And I just do the same thing on the other side. And I've got plenty of videos on this, but this is just, as promised, ways to get them to their stomach for the reverse mount for handcuffing. And here's that demonstrated from the other side. Watch what I do with my left leg. I block his elbow. I give him voice commands, give me the other hand. If they don't, then you just do what we did earlier in the video, destabilize the head. Here I am from a clip from another video. The person might be an aggressive person wanting to strike their way. You do a shell up and you crash in. I do a video on the crash and kick and other variations. There I am again, smothering, got a wide base with my hands. I'm using my legs as hooks if necessary, and then I take a high mount. I'm using distraction slaps. Again, guys, these are slaps. I'm not trying to knock anybody out. The intent is for their hands to get up in front of their face. Now, here's a good example of the elbow. I'm getting up under there with a thumbless grip, and the paintbrush just with the Americana grip. There we go again, getting them to their back. I'm pinning that arm down. I'm giving voice commands, give me the other hand. A lot of times they will at that point because they feel like you really got them and you're putting pressure on their other shoulder. And this is just another method to get into it, demonstrating how you would get into this. So we're going around so we can see it from the other side. Here I am with the defensive posture saying, oh, here I am in condition white. They throw that punch. I do a crash. This time I take the back. I do a hip bump takedown. I got knee on belly, distraction slaps. It's transferred to a full mount. So you see there's many ways to get to the full mount. These are just some demonstration ways of how you might get there. And we'll do future videos. Again, I'm using that elbow to block off the head and frame. I'm rolling them up. I'm showing you that this is a leverage thing, getting them into that arm bar. And then I just pin their arm down, give them voice commands for the other hand. These are just, again, various ways that you would get somebody into handcuffing position. And granted, these are kind of like worst case scenarios, the guy's attacking you. But again, I will do future videos on just how to get there against somebody who's resisting, but they're not trying to hit you. Here I am passing their guard, they're on their back, knee on belly, those distraction slaps. I go straight into side control to stabilize the head. And now I'm saying, hey, see here, you can go to the Americana, give them voice commands, roll them over onto their stomach. Another variation is the Kimura. And it's basically the same shoulder lock, just the opposite direction. And I'm showing here's a way of doing it with leverage. I can go back to knee on belly, do the slaps. This time I'm going to show you a judo side control or scarf hold, and doing the distraction slap with one hand, and I'm going into another way to get them over to their side or then roll them to their stomach. One more variation, the guys, I believe, if I remember right, this is Kimura from knee on belly. I'm slapping their head away out of the way, and I'm going into the double wrist lock Kimura grip. I wait for them to say, ouch, 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 or I'm giving them voice commands to say, get over on your stomach, and there I am. All right, guys, take care.